Hello, it's your boy Ark, and in today's video it's gonna be a little bit different compared to the usual stuff that I upload. So we're gonna analyze all of these 5 decks that I just had in a recent tournament. Check out discord.gg/gitcg by the way if you wanna tune in or join in even in the tournaments every week in all region. Now, so as you can see, I got 3-2 with this deck. By the way, this deck is just absolutely menace. If you guys want to check out the deck list and the video showcase, I'll leave it in the description box below, or check out or click here in the top right of your screen right now. And yeah, I highly suggest you check it out that first before you check this one out. Alright, so let's jump right into the first game here. So the first game, I'm up against Crab. So dude, Crab is so dead, I must say. Like, oh my goodness, it's like Crab is no more. Like, Crab is out of the meta because the current meta right now in patch 5.3 is all about aggro. It's all about ending all games in round 3 or round 4. So this game is pretty much just straightforward, you know. I'm not gonna explain much about it. I mean, basically I highrolled, right? I have seed that. I even have this quicknet as an extra, which is great. I mean, the fact that I already have people of the spring, I pretty much don't need this anymore.
Whatever would you do
can pretty much
me?
discard it. And yeah, the weird thing that my opponent does here is that they play Golden Troop, right, onto Herald, but then they end on Herald. So I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely a misuse of the artifact. Because as you can see, it's still 0 stacks because it works only if the character is not active. So I got the ultimate surfing, the Mulani card. Really nice to have. It's a you're gonna see this a lot in the next couple of games in mirror matches. It's so funny, by the way, but yeah, I can't wait. So yeah, normal stuff, right? I was able to get Yaimiko's skill, no problems there. Then with Golden Troop, I was able to get 5 cost skill out, spreading the seed in all characters, and yep, I even played that. I feel like that is a mistake. I shouldn't done that. I feel like I should just let it, you know, just end the round, because the result is I overkilled Layla, which is not good. But yeah. But anyway, I got them all, and Crab is now 1 HP. Oh yeah, I'll show the I'll flash the deck list from my opponent. Anyway, so they don't have any healing. I think, oh no, they do actually. I actually forgot. But yeah, they have Lotus Chris instead. And all I have to do is just apply seed and then just end the round, and that's pretty much it for game 1. And they even have the pilgrimage. It's funny. I don't think pilgrimage of the Sacred Flame, or the Flames of War rather, is not good in a stall deck. I mean, if you know the meta currently, like if you play a lot of matches in this patch, you will notice that the meta, or the shift in the meta, tends to lean forward in aggro, more in aggro. So you're most likely not gonna see stall anymore, but rather a lot of aggro decks. Like theoretically, there's that Kuki Shanyun still with Kyra Hypostasis as well, like this one and that. Alright, now let's head on to game number 2, or rather a mirror match number 1, because holy moly, this one was ridiculous. I'm just gonna say that. And this is probably gonna be the juicy part of this video. So let's see if I can explain thoroughly.
Witness my magnificence.
So round 1, I got pretty decent hand, so to say. I think. I forgot. Let me check my hand again. Yeah, I got quick knit, which is good, which means Yaimiko will shoot the will trigger the summon twice. And then the good thing about this is that I have Golden Troop, which pretty much allows me to go for 5 cost Nahida in round 2.
Well, since you asked so nicely.
So yeah, so far so good. Even though my opponent went first, I was like, it's fine, surely. Because I have this. Oh yeah, and I have that, so... What was the... Yeah, there we go. I just pass on Yaimiko. Alright, normal start, right? Except my opponent high rolled with the People of the Springs. That's pretty much it. So the dice pretty nice. Luckily I don't have to discard much.
Emerge. Show them.
Then all pretty much both of us. Oh yeah, I swapped. So I swapped to Furina because I have changing shifts. So I did that because I want to get the, or rather, what do you call this? I want to take the Dendro Aura to Furina and not to Nahida.
I've been waiting for you for ages.
And because they have one die, of course they're gonna swap, and I think that's really perfect for me. Okay, now, as you can see, I discarded my Arcane card, which is the Fresh Wind of Freedom, which allows me to act again if I kill someone. And you'll see about here in a second the reason why I regret discarding that over Adeptus. I should have discarded Adeptus instead of Fresh Wind of Freedom. That is a mistake on my part, but regardless. So Nahida's down, and I go to Furina. Now, okay, that's the dice roll. Then I'll pause and then I'll explain. So my opponent went first, right? I was thinking like, so they went first, right? By the way, they don't have Fresh Wind of Freedom, to my knowledge. I mean, yeah, so they went ahead. So I was thinking like, if they end, or rather, how should I say this? If they pick Yaimiko instead of Nahida, I feel like I could have lost, probably. Because all they need to do is just Yaimiko burst, and then what I'm gonna do. The only thing I can do is that, yeah, I mean that's the misplay part, is that I discarded the Fresh Wind of Freedom, which is very, very crucial, especially in these mirror matches, and I discarded it. What am I doing, man? But anyway, so luckily for me, they started, or rather, once Furina died, they picked Nahida instead. And then, I mean, obviously, they cannot kill Furina here, so all I have to do... They don't even have fast swap, I think. So they're trying to fish for like fast swap or something, I don't know. Because fast swap would be really good here, fast swap, Yaimiko burst. So, imagine if I have Fresh Wind of Freedom, right? I kill Nahida and it's still my turn. I could have played this, the Ultimate Surfing Buddy. That way my Yaimiko summon will pop off immediately against their Yaimiko. That way I end the game right there. But I did it instead. Yeah, I decided to keep Adeptus Temptation instead. And funny enough, they're the ones who did it. Which means I mean, dude, read this card. Can only be played when there are at least a total of 2 summons on both field. Randomly triggers an end phase effect of one of yours, and like there's an "and" word by the way, which means if you play that, both summons on both sides will trigger the end phase effect, which means
Well,
my Yaimiko skill will pop off and kill off their Yaimiko. They pretty much suicide themselves. That's so funny, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the mirror matches, or the mirror match in this crazy deck. Anyway, let's move on to game number 3. Now this one's even crazier, or not really actually, because I think my opponent low rolled on first round. So luckily I have People's Springs.
I knew you'd miss me.
Changing ships as well really works well. The fact that I don't have seed dispensary to reduce the dice cost of this one, and then Golden Troop as well, which again allows me to go for 5 cost Nahida on round 2. So I played that. I mean, normal start, right? Nothing much to explain here. So my opponent has Rana. They pretty much.
Would you do without
I mean, let's see what my opponent has. So they played Rana over Quicknet, because that way I think what my opponent is trying to go for is 5 cost Nahida, because 5 cost Nahida, like 5 cost skill with Nahida is really strong.
Right here.
And you really want to get that most of the time if possible. If not, then that's pretty much a very low roll in my opinion. So normal start, right? Golden Troop, Nahida, yada. Also, I started second as well. Again, unlucky. Which is also a good thing. Sometimes in coin flip, whoever goes first has advantages and disadvantages. I mean, you'll see why later in this one. Because if you have Fresh Refrain of Freedom, I feel like you have to start first.
Come on out.
With Yaimiko Burst, Adeptus and all that, with Fresh Refrain of Freedom. If you're able to do that, then you're most likely gonna win most of the time.
Emerge.
So both of us swap to Nahida, and then 5 cost, 5 cost.
Hey.
The only difference here, I think, is that my opponent swaps, which is, in my opinion, a mistake from my opponent's side. I mean, I get it, but still, letting free, I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, the fact that, here's the thing, I have this, which is honestly quite a gamble card, because again, it triggers a random summon on both of our sides, right? Which means if I play this, let me see. So there are many possibilities, right, on what's gonna happen if I play that card. So if I play this, there are how many possibilities? Like 4 actually. So I play this. The best case, the reason why I decided to, I actually thought about this so hard whether I should play it or not, and I did play it. Let me, there you go. So yeah, I did play it, right? So the worst thing that can happen to me, I think, is that, let's talk about the opponent's side. So I played that, right? And then this will hit. So that's like how many damage? That's like 3 with the reaction, -1 because of the seed. That's quicken. So it's 2, yeah, it's 2 + 1, that's reaction, it's 3. Yeah. So if that happens, I guess that's really good because if they end their turn, they're pretty much gonna overkill my Nahida with another, you know, like it's gonna be like 3 damage, and Nahida's gonna be like at 1 HP, so that's gonna like overkill Nahida so much. So I think that's really good for me. Another thing is that if this one procs the Farina summon, which is gonna happen as you can see later, it's gonna go for Hyper Bloom, and then if they end their turn, this one's gonna deal a lot of damage and result overkilling my Nahida, which is really good for me as well. So it's pretty much a win-win for me, right? Because let's see, for my side, if this one procs, it's gonna be, so it's 2, so 6, and I end turn, so it's gonna fire again, so that's -2, so that's 4, and then Farina summon will go in, that's like -2 again because reaction, and then -1 because it's gonna fire again, right? Let me check if I have this right, because my mind is in a mess pretty much, so I'm sorry. Let's see, so right, 2 and then 2 from the electrocharge reaction, so that's 2 HP, or also -1 because of the seed, so it will fire again, right, the hydro, so Farina will die, and then another hydro again, I think. No, it will. Oh no, it doesn't. So yeah, the next, so my Farina summon will fire all of its shots to enemies Farina, which means this one will likely go to either Yaimiko or Nahida, which is gonna be honestly really bad if I do say so myself, because I mean, even still with electrocharge, alright, there's gonna be seeds as well, I forgot about that. So it's gonna be 3, and I started first as well. That's the big part as well, is that I go first in round 3, which is a huge advantage. So the moment like my Nahida dies from these summons, I can just go Yaimiko, right, and then Yaimiko burst. That's pretty much the original plan. So let's play it out, right? So Farina fire, so I played the ultimate surfing, right? Luckily my Farina's summon went off instead of this one, because you'll see how many damage, you'll see just how many damage I can deal in this run. It's just absolutely insane. And yes, it fired twice as well, because that is pretty much the end phase effect of that, which is crazy. And then luckily it's the same for the opponent, right? So Nahida is still alive with 1 HP. I end. Really good, which means my Farina will hit once to Farina and then twice to someone. Overkill Nahida, that's really good for me. I start first, so I go Yaimiko, no problem. Farina is still healthy, 5 HP. And yeah, there you go. Really crazy. Like, the MVP here is the ultimate surfing card. Like, the Mulani card is the MVP in these mirror matches. But it's also Gamba as well, because it's random, right? It's pretty much 50-50-ish. And yeah. And that's pretty much it for game 3. It was crazy. And now, as you can see from the result, I lost from both of these games. Because, I mean, the main reason, pretty much, is because low rolling, right? If you high roll with this deck, nothing can stop you. But if you low roll, it's gonna suck, man. It's gonna suck so bad. So the cards that I got in round 1 is fine. I was able to get Quick Knit for Yaimiko Summon to fire twice in round 1. And then Golden Troop, really nice. The fact that I get 2 of them as well is really great. Dice as well, looking pretty nice. Nothing to discard much, so I'm in a perfect spot, I guess, for now.
Whatever would you do without me? Right now.
And then what I did here is that since I have double golden troop, I decided to use changing shapes early. I don't know why, I could have ended first, but I think this is better in my opinion because my opponent goes first anyway, and I want Farina to take some damage or tank some damage a little bit. Because if I let Yae Miko tank and die early, that's gonna be really bad for me, which means I cannot use her burst in round 3. So it's vital for me to keep Yae Miko and Nahida alive. So that's why I swapped to Farina.
Whatever would you do
And
without me?
with Golden Troop, I was able to, you know, get skill again. I almost died here, but it's fine. 1 HP, I was able to get her skill off. Really great. And then Miko died. I could have played this.
Dreadful.
But then again, if I played this, my opponent's just gonna swap off and not gonna kill my Farina or Yae Miko, sorry. And looking at my dice is not in a good spot right now. I could have played this actually and then into this if only I have good dice, but I don't, and I really need to get Nahida's 5 cost, right?
I knew you'd miss me. I've been waiting for you for ages.
So I picked Farina first and then swapped to Nahida because I want to end last so that I can get guaranteed bloom, right? Guaranteed quicken.
Sorry for the trouble.
So far, it's pretty close, right? It's really close. Now, you might be thinking, Ark, how come you lose this? Exactly, because here's what's gonna happen. See my dice? Remember that. Remember this dice. I re-rolled hoping to get some Dendro, right? Because I really need Dendro because Yae Miko summon is at 3 usages, right? So if I play this, right, it will fire off as soon as I end my turn. So all I need to do is skill with Nahida and that's it. That's all I need to do. Skill with Nahida, play with Quicknet, Yae Miko summon will fire, and I pretty much win the game, right? That's what I was trying to achieve. But then this disaster happened. I didn't get any Dendro dice. What's worse is that I didn't get any Hydro either. Funny enough, I rerolled those 2 Hydro dice because I want to get Dendro. Like, that was my vision, and like, it punished me so hard. And now, like, how am I gonna win, right? All I need to do is just normal attack on Farina and I win. That's all I need to do. But then the dice doesn't agree with me and now I lost because with those 2 dice, my opponent has Gladiator and they just NA and I'm dead. Talk about unlucky, or rather, I should say skill issue, I guess. But pretty much the main lesson here to take away is that you need to pay attention to the dice. You don't want to just roll the dice and be like, please give me Dendro or something like that. You really have to save some dice, like the Hydro dice, right? If only I could like keep 1 Hydro dice at least so that I can somehow attack with Farina, I could have won that. But then I just rerolled everything and in hoping to get some Dendro dice, but I didn't, and I got punished so hard by that. Oh my god, it was so unlucky. Man, but yeah, to be fair, I did not expect to win mirror matches like twice in a row, which is already crazy, but yeah, like my luck went out quickly in these mirror matches. Like, these mirror matches are more insane than against these decks. So last game I lost this one because I definitely low rolled this one, like very bad. Like so I have quicknet, right? But then I got these garbage.
Witness my magnificent!
What am I gonna do, right? So again, you really want to get 5 cost Nahida skill in round 2 as possible, right? And with these cards, you cannot play quicknet, which means you have to play something that pretty much guarantees you to get the 5 cost Nahida skill, which means I have to play either Rana or this artifact.
Well, since you asked so nicely.
And what I did is I played this artifact so that next round I'll get the discount from skill, swap Nahida, get 5 cost, and yeah. I could have played Rana, but playing Rana can be quite difficult sometimes because first of all, Rana requires 2 of the same dice, while the artifact can be random, right? So yeah, that's pretty much the lore. I could have done so much damage, right? Like, Cookie could have been like 7, Shanyun 8, and then Signora to 6 or 4 even.
Right now.
Like, I could have flipped her actually, but yeah, unfortunate.
The pale flame smolders.
So I skilled, yeah, 5 dice, discard. So I keep quicknet because it's gonna be really useful for round 3. Because in next rounds you're gonna have 3 costs, and if I play quicknet, it's gonna fire off, right? So I decided to keep it alongside with toss up, just in case of dice of cringe. And Fresher of Freedom because I have Yaimiko burst, but then again Yaimiko will die because of the sheer cold from Signora, and yeah. The heal as well, it's so annoying. Without the heal, without the pizza, I feel like I could have won easily. Maybe? Who starts first? I start first. Oh man. Imagine, right? I start first. Without, if my opponent didn't play the pizza, I could have just NA and then burst, and that's GG. Right?
Witness my
With Fluff.
magnificent!
So I stopped with Farina, so I was like thinking, how am I gonna play Fluff, right? And there's nothing I can do, unfortunately. I was hoping for burst here, but it's...
Strike a pose!
Yeah, I was hoping for... If only I have 1 extra dice, actually. Now that I think about it. If I have 1 extra dice, I could have go for Farina burst, kill off Kukishinobu, and then Signora will NA, right? Killing Farina. That will give me 1 Revelry stack, which means that will increase +1 damage. And I have Quicken as well, I think. So if I played this, or rather the Quicknet, yeah, if I played Quicknet end turn, I could have won. But yeah, it is what it is. If only I played Rana. Now, if I play Rana, does that make any difference? I don't think so. Yeah, because... And Golden Troop, it doesn't matter because Golden Troop only works on Elemental Skill, not on Elemental Burst. And Elemental Burst on Farina is 4 cost, right? And I only have 8 dice to work with. So... yeah, the fact that I have to swap, if only I'm changing shifts as well, but luckily, or rather sadly, I didn't get it. But if I do get it, I feel like I have a chance of winning. Like, I could have NA, right? Fluff, NA, burst, kill off Kukishinobu, and then Signora kills, I get +1 Revelry stack, and then I Quicknet. With Quicken, that's gonna be like +1. With Revelry stack, that's another +1, so double the damage. Signora has like 4 HP, right? And then I just entered and then I won. So yeah, that's pretty much about it, right? It's just unlucky. I could have got 4-0 or potentially 5-0 actually if I get lucky enough, I guess. But yeah, this deck can be high rolly, and this deck is so good. Like, you can already, I mean, as you can see, it's already good, right? Like, my goodness, this deck is such a menace. Like, if you're not playing Standoff or the Xiao card even, then you're in a world of hurt if you're facing against this deck, because holy moly, man, this deck is just ridiculous. So that's pretty much about it. I hope you guys will enjoy this short, how minutes is this video? 30 minutes? Yeah, I guess this is short, but yeah, hope you guys have fun, you know, analyzing all these 5 games with me. Let me know in the comments below if there's some like plays that I misplay or something, or you want to comment about this deck overall. Once again, if you want to see my full deck showcase of this deck, it's in the description below. I highly check it out, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, peace out.